Greetings from literally right on Orange Beach, Alabama. Going to talk today about something we've touched on briefly before, and that's the issue of workforce shortages and increased costs in the airline business as made clear in the way that pilot contracts are currently being negotiated, and then what the effect of that is on airfares, capacity, and on airports, and which ones remain on airlines' networks. So during COVID, there was a lot of discussion about the pilot shortage, and the unions in particular would push back, frankly, often and say that there was no pilot shortage, that the real issue was management incompetence. But if that were true, when the rubber meets the road, they wouldn't be able to get 34% or more increases in their contracts. So that indicates how real the pilot shortage is. And of course, we've known this anyway, because if you look at the U.S. demographic profile, it's slightly shrinking generation to generation in general, meaning that in the Gen Z and millennial generation, there just aren't enough people who are available, let alone want to go into a technical career like being an airline pilot that takes a lot of time and money to achieve. They would rather probably shoot YouTube videos. But anyway, so the pilot shortage is real, and that means that capacity is going to shrink, but it won't be evenly distributed, that shrinking. It's going to be focused on small airports where airlines don't have a strategic interest or don't really make any money. And there's something like 100 of the 370 U.S. commercial service airports that, by our measurement, make so little money or make such great losses to airlines that they are at risk of losing substantially all meaningful commercial service in the next 1 to 5 years. Airline hubs, strategic O&D markets, major markets like New York, Los Angeles, and so forth, they're not at risk. They will do okay, but in order to prop those up, airlines are going to pull capacity from smaller markets that aren't strategic, that don't have strong leisure demand, where they lose a lot of money, especially if they're in proximity to other airports where they could serve those customers. And if that's your airport, it's incumbent upon you to figure out what can you control or at least influence to make your airport more profitable for airlines so that you stay on their networks and don't fall off them entirely.